Hey there everybody, Stuart Knight here with a quick video that I think you're probably not going to like. And the reason I say that is because you probably won't like it for the same reasons that I wouldn't like it if I was hearing me say these things, because it talks about the idea of being wrong. And I've always liked to convince myself that I'm pretty goddamn right most of the time. And obviously I am, but not always. And it's hard to really reconcile those moments, isn't it? Don't you just hate those moments when you're having like an argument with somebody and you think you've been winning it, and then all of a sudden the other person says something that just like is just the mic drop moment, and you just think, oh damn, I'm done. I'm like, this person just won this argument. And then you can't even control your own facial expressions, and the other person knows it. They can tell by your body language that they've won. They even relax, they even sit back for a second, they're like, I got this, I just won. And I've been on both ends of that, and it's never nice to be the one who's wrong. And a good example of this, now I want the religious people who are watching this to not freak out when I say this. Don't turn this off, because I still want you to see there's a lesson here. But religion is a great example of what I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to just use that disclaimer I always put out there whenever I speak about religion, and that is, I don't care what you believe in. I really don't care. I promote the fact that if you want to believe in anything, any God, that is your right to do that as a human being and a citizen of planet Earth. And I will vote for politicians who will always defend that right that you have. However, I'm not religious. I'm an atheist. I'm agnostic, whatever you want to call it, and I don't believe in a God. And so whenever I've had conversations with people who are religious, and I always enjoy that debate because I think that it's a really interesting and intellectual experience to be able to have with another human being. But what I find is that it's very difficult to have a conversation with a religious person about their religion because they make it very difficult for us to have what I find to be a reasonable conversation. They say things, and this has just been my experience, that really take us on these really weird tangents, or they make really what I consider insane arguments, or they bring in examples that don't actually have any relevance to the conversation that we're having. And I find myself going, oh my God, what are we actually talking about here? Like, can we just stay on point? And I find that the people who have done that with me in the past, I think, this is my theory, that the reason that they do this is because they don't want to be wrong, right? They don't even want to entertain the idea of them being wrong. I'm not saying that they are or you are wrong, but what I'm saying is that the idea of being wrong, like just what if, is such a holy shit kind of idea that they'll just do anything they can to defend the idea, that they'll do anything they can to justify the way that they believe. And I find myself going, well, okay, you can still do that at the end of the argument, but can we at least entertain some, intellectual ideas or concepts? And that we don't even get to that point. Because think about it, right? I mean, if you are, like, let's just say, for the fun of it, let's just say it turns out someday there's some sort of discovery that makes us see that there is no God. There's never been any God at all. It doesn't matter what religion it is. Let's just say we could do that. That would be like a holy crap moment, right? You can't deny that. That'd be a moment where people are like, damn, like, we've killed people over this idea. We've invested millions of billions, gazillions of dollars into this. We've taken money from people over this idea. And then that would mean that I'm not only wrong, but my parents are wrong, my grandparents are wrong, my great-great-great-great-great-grandparents are wrong, all my friends, people that I love. That's a lot of wrong to have to endure. That's a lot of wrong to actually hold on your shoulders. So I think that it's just so difficult to be possibly wrong that you can't even entertain the idea. And I'm not joking, I psychologically understand that, because there have been things that I've been wrong about in my life, and you should see me, I pull out everything I can think of when I'm arguing about defending my perspective, because deep down, I just don't want to be wrong. And this is where I want to get everyone watching this thinking, and at least realizing and recognizing that we all have a religion. It doesn't matter whether we're atheist or agnostic or whether we're Bible thumpers. We all have a religion. It just happens to be a different religion. We all have an idea that we believe is true, and we've invested so much in the idea that if the idea were to be wrong, it would mean that a lot of what we have done in our life and the way that we've chosen to live would also be wrong. And that is something that none of us want to experience. So what we do is we just keep on doing the idea. We just keep on believing in that concept. And so your religion might be the fact that you bought into the concept that 9 to 5 is actually the best way to have a career. Like you should go to a job at 9 and you should leave it at 5, which I always find amazing. Like no one's ever saying, so like we're sure, right? Like 9 is for sure the right time, right? And 5, I mean, it is for sure, obviously it must be, but like we are absolutely positive, right? I always find that interesting that nobody ever talks about that. Or marriage, okay, yeah, like I'm married, someone might say, and I've done it, and my parents are married, a lot of my friends are married, but like we are sure like that marriage is the best option for us as a species, right? And so on and so on. There's all these big things that we sign up for, big ideas that we believe in, and we don't allow ourselves to really have a robust, intellectual, hard-hitting, deep conversation with ourselves as to whether or not it's actually the right thing for us or it's the right thing for society. Because if it's not, and if we find out after having that kind of conversation that it's not the best thing for us individually, then we have to have that holy shit moment. We're like, oh my God, so 9 to 5 is not the best thing for me. I've been doing it for 30 years. It's easier to just accept that it is the best thing for you so that you don't have to feel bad about the last 30 years. And I feel like this is the biggest, I don't know, trauma that we can create for ourselves. This is the biggest mistake that we can make as a species, is that I think it's better to just accept that we're probably wrong about everything, me included. Everything that we hold to be true. Like lately I've been thinking about alcohol, and I've been a social drinker for I don't know how many years, probably 30 years. And I've never questioned it. And just recently I started questioning it, and I start feeling really icky inside because I'm like, if it turns out that maybe alcohol is not a good thing for us, which it's probably not, and I've been socially drinking for this many years, I'm like, Jesus, I've been like really wasting a lot of time. I've been really doing a lot of damage to my body. I mean, I feel like an idiot. And so it's easier to just, not look at the information. But I am looking at it. And I'd rather look at it now so that I can use my remaining years on planet Earth to be the best version of myself. And that's what I want to get you thinking about today. Whatever your religion is, whether it's religion or work, 9 to 5, getting married, whether you bought into the concept that you have to have children, the concept that you have to have a certain amount of money, the concept that you have to live in a certain place, whatever that concept you've bought into is, I'm encouraging you to challenge yourself to find out if you're right. Because if you find out that you're wrong, you free yourself to be who you've always wanted to be. At least more of who you've wanted to be. And it's ugly to get there, and it is an unpleasant experience, but I really can tell you it's worth it. I've constantly challenged myself on the things that I held to be true, and I've quickly discovered that it's just a concept that I was fed by somebody else and something that I didn't really want to believe. So challenge your beliefs, no matter what those beliefs are. And if at the end of it you find out, no, I'm right, then keep on doing it. But if you find out at the point that you finish that argument with yourself that you're wrong, then move on, do something new. Okay? Take your time to get there, but do something new. But really challenge yourself and really get other people around you to do it. Don't just have a 3-minute conversation with you and go, oh, you know what? Turns out I'm okay. All right, I had a 3-minute conversation. Everything's fine. No, you got to really put the gears to yourself, all right, and to see whether or not you are right. Okay, that's it. Something to think about. Lots of love, and I am going to go back to cheerleading practice now. Yay! Thanks for checking out that video, my friend. I've got one more over here for you. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And next to that, you can also subscribe to my weekly newsletter. If you do, you get a free gift. How cool is that? And last but not least, please make sure that you share this with other people. Together, we can change the world. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.